What do you get when you mix the stabbing front kicks of karate, the blistering combinations of Western boxing, and a never back down mindset? You get Japanese Style Kickboxing, a style forged in discipline, sharpened through combat, and built to overwhelm. December 20th, 1959 in Tokyo, something historic was about to unfold. For the first time, Muay Thai fighters from Thailand stepped into the ring on Japanese soil. This wasn't the controlled formality of traditional karate. No point fighting, no pulled punches. This was raw, real and violent. In the crowd was Tatsuya Yamada, founder of Nihon Kenpun Karate Do, a man who believed martial arts should be tested in true combat. He envisioned something new, a full contact sport that would push boundaries and fuse striking arts. That moment of curiosity, that spark of ambition, would ignite the birth of Japanese kickboxing. When most people think of kickboxing today, they imagine thunderous low kicks, crisp combinations and fast-paced fights. They might think of the Dutch style, fighters like Ernesto Hoost, Rob Kamen and Raymond Dekkers. Or they think of the full contact version made famous by fighters like Benny the Jet in the States wearing the long trousers. What many may not realise is that kickboxing was born in Japan decades before K1 brought it to the world stage. When Tatsuya Yamada became fascinated with the raw intensity of Muay Thai, karate in Japan was almost ceremonial. No full contact, no punches to the face. That didn't sit well with Yamada, who believed martial arts should be tested in true combat. He proposed a radical idea, a new sport where fighters could combine the techniques of karate with full contact striking, and he called it karate boxing. Meanwhile, Osamu Noguchi, a Japanese boxing promoter, shared the same interest. He was impressed by the effectiveness of Muay Thai and saw the potential for something bigger. When Japanese fighters from Masayama's dojo travelled to Thailand in 1963 for a series of karate vs Muay Thai bouts, it made history. Masayama's dojo would later become Kyokushin Karate. Japan won 2 out of the 3 matches, and all the fights ended by knockout. This clash of styles planted the seed for what would soon become Japanese kickboxing. In 1966, Noguchi officially launched the sport, coining the term kickboxing and establishing the Kickboxing Association of Japan. The sport blended Kyokushin style full contact karate with elements of Muay Thai, such as low kicks, knees and boxing combinations. Early versions even allowed throws and headbutts. It wasn't just a sport, it was an experiment in creating a modern striking system. The birth of K1.
Kickboxing, the hottest sport of the millennium.
It's great. Serious fun. Great people. Come and train.
Relieve some of that stress. Whoosh, whoosh.
Fast forward to the 90s, Japan's combat sports scene was searching for a spark. Traditional martial arts like karate still held cultural weight, but they lacked the excitement modern audiences craved. Meanwhile, Muay Thai and Western kickboxing were proving their effectiveness in the ring, but they hadn't yet found a unifying platform. That's when Kazuyoshi Ishii, a full contact karateka trained in Seida Kaiken karate, stepped into the spotlight with a bold vision. Seida Kaiken, Ishii's style, was already a modern evolution of Kyokushin karate, a brutal no-pads bare-knuckle system built on real contact and relentless conditioning. But Ishii wanted more. He imagined a combat sport that combined the power and discipline of karate with the striking efficiency of Muay Thai, the spectacle of wrestling, and all under one global brand. A format with fewer clinches, no elbows, and high action pacing that favoured aggressive strikers and clean finishes. In 1993, that vision became reality. Ishii launched K1, a new era of kickboxing that redefined the sport overnight. With its unique rule set, no elbows, a limited clinch and a focus on knockouts, K1 made striking accessible, dynamic and thrilling to watch. It was built for television, for packed arenas and for fans who wanted action from bell to bell. K1 wasn't just a rule change, it was the evolution of Japanese kickboxing itself. Fighters came from a generation of gyms steeped in hybrid styles, fusing karate roots, Muay Thai techniques, boxing fundamentals, whereas this created a uniquely Japanese approach to stand-up fighting. Fighters like Masato, a hero of the K1 Max division, brought movie-star charisma and razor-sharp boxing to the ring, becoming one of Japan's most beloved athletes. K1 didn't just become a sport, it became a cultural export, bringing the Japanese style of kickboxing to the world stage. From the Tokyo Dome to Las Vegas, from Masato to Bukkao, from karate's roots to global reach, K1 was more than just a league, it was a movement. Fighting style. The fighting style of Japanese kickboxing evolved with influences from multiple arts. Karate, Muay Thai, Western boxing, you can see shades from them all. Many modern era Japanese kickboxers trace their roots back to Kyokushin karate. Developed by Masayama, Kyokushin throws fighters into close-range combat where they stand toe-to-toe, trading heavy blows without backing down. The style famously prohibits punches to the head in competition, which has led to an emphasis on iron body conditioning. What Kyokushin may lack with prohibited punches to the head, it makes up for with one of the most refined and punishing kicking arsenals in the martial arts world, and there have been plenty of kick knockouts in its time. The roundhouse kicks, axe kicks and spinning attacks developed in Kyokushin karate are fast, powerful and precise, easily rivaling those found in Muay Thai. This kicking focus, combined with an emphasis on forward pressure and physical durability, forms a key part of the DNA in Japanese style kickboxing. Stab kicks. One of the most recognisable weapons in Japanese kickboxing is the stabbing front kick, specifically the Meigeri from traditional karate. Unlike the Muay Thai teep, which is usually used to push an opponent back and can be considered more defensive, the Japanese version is a lot more aggressive. Instead of acting like a jab, it's more like a spear. Japanese kickboxers snap it out quickly with the ball of the foot, aiming to stab it into the midsection and usually targeting the solar plexus or the liver. It's sharp, clean and direct. You're not trying to create distance, you're trying to shut your opponent down. This kick has become a real trademark of Japanese style striking. It's a perfect example of how karate's precision and efficiency got blended into full contact kickboxing, and when it lands clean, it can be a fight changer. Go check out the pro striking video on the stab kick over on the channel. Leg attacks. When you chop down a tree, you start at the base, and this is the same when it comes to attacking the legs in combat sport. Beating up the legs slows down an opponent's movement and limits their attacking options by compromising their base. Attacking the legs will keep a fighter off balance, disrupt their rhythm and flow, and can be potentially fight ending, so leg kicks can be a crucial component of an attritional warfare strategy to break an opponent's will and resolve. When we look at three of the big guns in modern Japanese kickboxing, Takeru, Noiri and Yukiyosa, we see they all attack the legs of their opponents ruthlessly with a wide array of kicking techniques. Slamming kicks into the quads, punting the calf, stab kicks into the inner thigh, heels to the back of the leg. They do it all, and they've honed these techniques from Kyokushin karate and added their own spice. The wide variety of kicking techniques has now become a trademark of the Japanese style, and it's something you love to see when tuning into a J-kick fight. Boxing style. When you watch a Japanese kickboxer in action, one of the things that stands out quickly, the hands are sharp. They're not just powerful, but they're precise, fluid and rhythmic. This glove-to-glove, mid to close range boxing is a hallmark of their style, and it can bear some similarities to the Dutch style. But while both Japanese and Dutch kickboxing evolved from Kyokushin karate, their approaches to punching are quite different. In Dutch kickboxing, combinations are often built around high pressure bursts, jab, cross hook, low kick, repeated in a cycling rhythm. The hands are tight, compact and used to force a reaction that sets up a kick. Dutch combinations are rhythm based and often mechanically efficient, making them perfect for that volume pressure striking. In contrast, Japanese kickboxing often emphasises flow and reactivity over repetition. Combinations are more fluid and varied, with a greater use of feints, hand traps and broken rhythms, like snappy lead uppercuts, shovel hooks to the body and quick returns off the centre line. There's also more creative use of straight punches and angular shots. The punching seems less systematic. A great example is Tenshin Nasukawa, who seamlessly blends kickboxing fundamentals with boxing flair. He's the type of guy to throw a jab into a rolling thunder. Dutch kickboxing combinations tend to be systematic and forceful, often built around structured patterns. The Japanese approach to boxing is a lot more improvisational. Japanese kickboxers don't always commit to every shot with maximum force. Instead, you'll often see them throw fast, peppering flurries. It's less about knocking you out with one clean shot and more about breaking your structure, opening you up and sneaking in something nasty. Short, sharp punches designed to overwhelm the opponent's guard, disrupt their balance and force a reaction. Dutch strikers often follow a steady thudding rhythm, whereas the Japanese can be a lot harder to follow. Think jazz instead of a marching band. And unlike the Dutch system, where kicks often anchor the combo, in Japanese kickboxing the hands can be the main course, with kicks used to punctuate or transition out, rather than always being the end goal. Japanese fighters can often look like boxers, with a few flashy kicks thrown in. Mentality. In Japanese culture, the concept of gammon represents enduring hardship, suffering or misfortune with quiet strength, patience and dignity. It's deeply rooted in values like perseverance, self-control and tolerance, and it shows. You can see this stoic philosophy etched into the fighting spirit of many Japanese kickboxers. They don't just fight to win, they fight to endure. Whether it's absorbing punishment to land their own shots or relentlessly pressing forward when the odds are stacked against them, Japanese fighters often carry a mindset built on attrition and willpower. Their style isn't just about technique, it's about mental warfare, breaking down an opponent round by round through discipline, grit and quiet intensity. Japan is widely considered the birthplace of martial arts, and centuries of combat philosophy have seeped into the national identity. Whether it's karate, kendo, judo or kickboxing, the values forged in the dojo, like respect, self-mastery, sacrifice, have shaped not only how the Japanese fighters train, but how they live. It's the samurai mindset. In fact, this mindset can push some fighters to extremes, as Japan has one of the highest mortality rates in professional boxing, a tragic but telling reflection of their unwillingness to quit or show weakness. Martial arts and Japanese culture are inseparable. In many ways, they don't just train fighters, they shape character. And that's what makes the Japanese style so unique. It's not just a fighting system, it's a mindset. Training. Modern day Japanese kickboxing training at a glance shares many similarities with other striking disciplines. You got the pad work, bag work, road work, sparring, strength and conditioning of all the other combat sports. These are the foundational blocks across the board, but what makes the Japanese system unique is its philosophy behind how the tools are used. The Japanese style of pad work is a thing of beauty to behold. If you've ever seen Yuki Oza, Noiri and Takeru train, their coach Masakazu will wear a full protective suit, allowing the fighters to go all out in freestyle striking scenarios. It's less about rehearsed combinations and more about flow, reacting to openings, chaining strikes together naturally and simulating the chaos of a real fight. It's a beautiful mix of tradition and innovation, and pro striking loves to see it. The Japanese style breeds creativity and they encourage it. The sparring is hard and grueling, often spirit testing. The focus wasn't just on sharpness but grit, pushing through fatigue, staying composed under pressure and being able to attack in fast, overwhelming flurries. And yes, just like in Holland, Japanese fighters are known to spar too hard, often treating the gym like a battlefield. If you've seen the Dutch kickboxing breakdown by Pro Striking, you already know the pros and cons of this approach. It's tough on the body, but it forges stone cold competitors. At its core, Japanese kickboxing is more than just about technique. It's about spirit, adaptation, respect for the craft, and it stands as a testament to when culture, combat and innovation collide. Whether it's a crisp maigeri to the gut or a rapid-fire flurry of punches to the head, when a Japanese fighter steps into the ring, you're not just watching a fight, you're watching a style born from legacy. As always, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please head over to the Pro Striking Patreon and check out plenty of other breakdowns and training tutorials over there. Pro Striking appreciates you when they're watching Japanese fighters kick people to pieces.